Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about two new L'Oreal products, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer and the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Powder. I've seen a few reviews of this on YouTube. I'm actually surprised there haven't been more, just because when the L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation came out, it was like huge, everyone was talking about it, so I don't know if people just aren't aware that this is available yet. I know it's, I think, only available on Ulta, and same with this powder. I believe it's only available on Ulta right now and online only. I don't think this is in stores yet. I haven't seen it in any stores. The Pro Glow Concealer retails for $9.99 and the powder retails for $12.99 on the Ulta website. So just in case you were wondering kind of what the cost was for both of these, that is the cost. I tested both of these out doing my makeup today, so if you want to see how they perform, what my opinions are on both of these, then just keep watching. So first I'm going to start with primer, and I'm going to use the same primer that I always use so that we can really test out this product, and that would be the Maybelline Master Prime Blur and Illuminating Primer. Love this stuff, especially for summer, because of the gorgeous luminosity it gives your skin. Next, I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm using the shade Ivory. Okay, now we are going to test out the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. I'm a huge fan of the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. I would have used it today, but I only have a darker shade, and right now I'm not very tan, so it wouldn't have worked out well. And I also kind of wanted to test out this concealer on a foundation that I wear most of the time so that I can really tell how this is performing, and that Too Faced Born This Way is what I use on a daily basis. I'm really excited to try this. I picked up this shade Classic Ivory, which is the first shade. It looks like it should be a match. I normally go pretty light with my concealer. I'll show you my Shape Tape so you can see the difference in shades. This is the Shape Tape color that I use compared to this. So I was a little bit bummed out that they didn't have a lighter shade. I believe this is the lightest shade. There's another shade called Classic or Creamy Natural, which might be a little bit lighter than this, but not by much. And so I'm a bit concerned it might be a little bit dark, but we'll have to see. So let's just try this baby out. I do like the applicator. It's just like a regular kind of sponge or like furry applicator. And so let's see here. So this is actually like a perfect match for my actual skin tone. So it's not going to mess up my makeup by any means, but it's not really going to add the brightness I normally like. Like here, I'll show you on the back of my hand. That is the Pro Glow. And then this is what I normally use. This is the Shape Tape in the shade Light Sand. So you can see the difference. I really normally like to go quite light, and this concealer is more of like the perfect spot concealer. And what I mean by that is if you were to have breakouts or blemishes around your face, you want your concealer to be the same shade as your foundation. This would be the perfect shade for that. Whereas for under eye kind of concealing and brightening, I like to go with a lighter shade. So bit of a bummer that they don't have a lighter shade in the range yet. And especially if you are really fair, I don't even know if there's a shade that would work for you. So I hope that they expand the shade range. And I can see that this has gotten a little bit darker as the air has hit it. It's pretty typical of concealers to do that. They tend to oxidize, which is another reason to go a shade lighter. But just right off the bat, I can tell you the consistency is really nice. It seems very hydrating. It doesn't like skip or stick to the skin. I notice with one concealer that a lot of YouTubers love is the NARS Radiant Creamy. I'm not a big fan. I just noticed that when I put it kind of under my eye, it's really sticky and I kind of have to like tug. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but this is gliding on so nicely. It does kind of remind me of the Shape Tape in that way, and it's also clearly very glowy and luminous, which is what it's marketed to do. It's called the Pro Glow Concealer. So really the only con I'm seeing right now is the shade range. I am going to take a little bit where I normally would, kind of forehead, down the bridge of the nose, and chin area, as well as around the nose where I tend to get red. And then I'll just take my Real Technique sponge and blend. I really like the consistency of this. I'm super bummed that they don't have a lighter color. And I'm really surprised too, because typically L'Oreal is pretty good with color ranges. Like I can normally find a good amount of color ranges depending on how tan I am or how fair I am. But that is with the concealer on. Now, the next product I figured I would pair with this review is L'Oreal's new Infallible Pro Glow Long Wear Powder. Pro Glow, I guess, pressed powder. And I also got this in Classic Ivory, which is the same shade as this, but this looks a lot lighter. So I'm hoping that maybe this will brighten the under eye. I think you're supposed to set your whole face with this. It's kind of, I don't know if it's picking up on camera. I think it is, but it's two-toned. So this top shade kind of has a bit of a sparkle or shimmer to it. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know how I feel about that. And then this bottom shade is matte and slightly darker. And again, I think you're supposed to set your whole face with this, but I'm actually going to use it as an under eye setting powder. I like to do that a lot of times with other foundations. Like I get the Bare Minerals powder foundation. I'll get that in a few shades lighter and use that as an under eye setting. I think that using a powder foundation as an under eye setting powder just gives you a little bit more coverage, and typically it's not drying because powder foundations tend to be pretty hydrating powders. I think what I'm going to do is just mix these two together. Ooh, this is very creamy. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, I'm just gonna mix these two together and put this under the eye. It definitely brightened that area, you can see. And I think because this has a luminosity to it, it's not going to take away from the glowiness of the concealer. And then I'll also take it here, down the nose, and chin. And why don't we just set the rest of our face with this as well? So I'll just take a powder brush like this and just lightly dust over the face. It feels pretty comfortable. It's a little powdery. You kind of get that like tight feeling. It's not as bad as most drugstore powders, but all in all, I like this. I think it'd be a good powder to try and check out and see if it works for you. Let me zoom you into like my under eye so you can really see what it looks like. So that is what it looks like. I think that it looks really good. I don't foresee this creasing. I can just feel how lightweight it feels. I'll let you know down in the description bar if it creased. But yeah, I think it's a really nice drugstore concealer and powder. I'm going to finish off the rest of my makeup and come back and give you my final thoughts. So all my makeup is on. I am ready for the day, and I want to give you my final thoughts on the L'Oreal Pro Glow Concealer and the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Powder. I absolutely love the formula of this. I'm just so disappointed that they don't have lighter shades. I don't really know if it's picking up on camera at all, but I know in person my under eye area is a little bit darker than I would like it to be. I really like that bright under eye. If you are a little bit darker in skin tone, or even I think if I had like a really nice tan going on, this might work for me. But if you are darker and you are looking for an under eye concealer that will brighten and be luminous and hydrating, I absolutely recommend this. I love the formula. I can't feel it at all. It's so comfortable. It definitely has like a dewiness to it, a glow, and I think that this powder has something to do with that too. One of the things I hate about translucent powders or any sort of setting powder, like for instance another drugstore one that I use is the NYX banana powder. It totally takes away any luminosity that you might have underneath the eye because they tend to be matte. And this I really do like. I was a little bit concerned because, as I had mentioned, this lighter shade here does have kind of like some specks of almost glitter in it. You really can't see that on the face. I definitely wouldn't want like glitter underneath my eye. I like luminosity, illumination, all of that. So I was concerned about the glitter, but it has not made any sort of like weird reflect happen underneath my eye. It's just provided a nice luminosity and hasn't taken away from the glowiness of this concealer. So I really, really do recommend both of these. I just wish that this came in a lighter shade. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you can stay up to date on all my upcoming videos. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!